Hey guys, what's up? So today is November 3rd of 2013, and I got a few updates for you guys. This is the first one. I told you guys last weekend that I would be getting a replacement Simplex 4004 fire alarm control panel. Well, here it is. It came on Friday. Been doing tons of work to it, just wiring and stuff. I just wanted to go over it cosmetically. It's got a few scratches on here, but you can barely see them. The other thing I was going to say that I thought was interesting about this panel is it's got the Simplex service tags on it still. So it's do not remove by order of the state fire marshal. I thought that was pretty cool that it had those tags on there still. That were on there when this thing was in operation in a building. So let's go ahead and open it up here, show you guys the inside of it. 1 minute. My light source is in the way, that's why I had a bit of a problem opening the door. On the inside here, you guys can see that it is from 1999. My old panel was from 1996. Let me focus in on that. There we go. Got the same service tag. It's on the outside, and the same labels that you would expect to find on the inside of a 4004. The board's pretty much, the same as any board you would see on a 4004. Now, it does have 3 troubles on it. It's got the D trouble, which is for the battery, because obviously I don't have batteries, and it's got the troubles 2 and 3, or 3 and 4, because I have this panel programmed to 4 zones, and the reason I got it programmed to 4 zones is because I was installing the zone expander module that came off of my old 4004. So I was installing it. I plugged it in and I mounted it, but then I ran into a problem. I discovered that the panel would not find the zone expander module at all whatsoever. So I am currently having that problem. The panel will not find this thing for some reason, and it's just only finding obviously the 2 zones that are built in. The only thing I can I can only guess the problem is this. Let me zoom in on that. That's the jumper that the zone expander module plugs into. Let me see if the camera will focus in on that. It might take the camera just a minute to focus in on that. This camera's not good at focusing, I can definitely tell you that. Darn it. Let's let it focus in from a different zoom level. Okay, this sucks. There we go. Let's try zooming in now. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, as you guys can see, the jumper there that the zone expander module plugs into, there's little pins sticking out there. The bottom pin there is kind of sticking out, and I don't think it's supposed to be. You guys can see that reflective little tiny piece on the bottom. I think that's a bit bent out of place. So I think that's why it will not find the zone expander module. So I might have to take the panel or the board off the panel and take it to someone who is pretty good in circuit boards or something, and maybe they can fix it up for me. So this panel will find the zone expander module, and then the Class A adapters I saved from my old 4004. I haven't put those on yet out of pure laziness. But other than the jumper problem, for $55, I got this panel for $55. Because the guy didn't know if it was in working order or not, and $55 plus the shipping, that's $6 less than my old 4004, which is pretty cool. So I would share that with you guys, the price. So it's pretty cool. Now, before we test this, we're going to be moving on to the second part of the updates. You guys are probably going to be looking at this thing. This is an annunciator panel. This did get removed from my dad's work. Now, in this past month, my dad's work, which this is a different building than the Simplex speaker strobes were taken out of. This is ComEd's commercial center. They were taking this past month or week. They've been going hard on replacing the system there. I told you guys last month that they were going to be replacing the system, and this was the first device I got out of the replacement. This Cerberus Pyrotronics MS501. That was the first device. That was like the master pull station in the front of the building they were taking out. And then I also got this device from the front of the building. This is my Cerberus Pyrotronics CHM-D. You guys know about this. I've had this since 2011, I believe, and I even had this when I had my very first panel, which was the 4001. So I've had this thing for quite a while. This was replaced early 2011, I believe. But this past week, they've taken out quite a few devices, and these are the ones that my dad has brought me home just this past week. I'm going to go over these really quick. We got two, these are the smoke detectors that the building used, that the system there used. These are Cerberus Pyrotronics PE-3 smoke detectors with DB-3S bases. From what I've seen, as far as, you know, not being able to find any documentary about these smoke detectors, pretty much whatsoever, these things appear to be pretty rare. I did want to have one of these wired in for this test, but the problem is, let me open one of them up really quick. The problem is that, let me just show you the problem. 9.5 volts is the maximum that these things will take. So just even plugging this thing into the plugging these things into the 4004 would probably fry it right away, because I'm pretty sure the 4004 is all 24 volts, and these are the maximum volts these can take is 9.5. So I talked to New Age Server Alarm about these detectors, and he says he has never heard of a panel that puts out that low of a voltage. So he said that these are interesting, or like, he asked me to ask my dad what kind of panel they had there, because he says he's never heard of a panel that puts out that low of a voltage. So I thought that was interesting. So I'm trying to get the smoke detector back on its base now. I'm not really good at finding. Whatever. I'll just wait to do it. So anyway, there's those. We got two more of these same pull stations, the Cerberus Pyrotronics MS501s. These are probably the building's main type of pull stations. We got a Notifier NBG12L pull station. This was probably one of the replacement pull stations that was installed to replace one of those. This is just this is my first BG12 pull station ever. So BG12 series. This is the Notifier version, and not the Firelight version. It's got the key lock. It's an NBG12L conventional. The main problem is I wanted to have this in the test too, but the problem is I don't have the key, so I don't even want to pull this thing until I can get a key for it. So if any of you can spare me a Notifier key or whatever key this opens up with, please PM me. Because currently I cannot use this thing until I get a key for it. But that was probably this is probably one of the replacements for that one. I got a second Cerberus Pyrotronics EHM-D horn strobe. Same thing as the one I got in 2011. Just you know, horn strobe. This is the most interesting device that my dad brought home. This is a Wheelock Exceeder horn strobe. This is I believe this is one of Wheelock's newest devices. The biggest I was going to include this in the test too, but for some of you who may own this alarm, you might notice a problem right here. I don't have the back plate for it. So when they uninstalled it, I guess they forgot to take off the back plate. They might have thought that it was just part of the mounting. I don't think they considered it was actually a part of the alarm itself. So, and that's a big problem because that's the part that plugs into those, and then it's got the screw terminals on it. So I can't wire this thing up until I got that. So if any of you got one of these and you got an extra back plate that you could sell me, please let me know. My dad says this is the only device he found like this in the box, which makes some sense considering that probably there weren't too many of these, because these things don't burn out that often. So I'm guessing this was used to replace one of these that burned out. It could have even been because this device could have even been for that one, because they took that one out because they thought it was like sounding and like flashing by itself without the system going into alarm. So they just wanted to get that one replaced. This could have been the actual one that was used to replace that one, but yeah, I have touched wires to those things before, and I did get this thing to sound and flash, but unfortunately I cannot actually secure wires to it until I get a back plate. So, like my dad says, he'll search he'll dig deeper in the box and see if he can find some more of these, and he'll bring them home. Or if he can find the back plate for this, he'll bring it home. So I'll have to talk to him about that tonight and remind him to get me one of those tomorrow. And then we did get one last device. This is just the strobe version of this, except this is the building seemed to like have a mix of like Wheelock and Wheelock Cerberus Powertronics rebranded devices. So, but this is actually a Wheelock WMT-24, and this is not the Cerberus Powertronics version. So, but the reason that's not with those is because this one is wired in for the test. So, I've got that, the 425120 pull station, and then my Simplex 2901-9806 with my 2903-9001 light plate. Now, I think I started to talk about this, but then I just completely went off the subject. So this is this did come out of Dad's work. He told me that they tore this out, and he asked me if I wanted it, and I said of course, because I thought I actually thought it would be a lot bigger than this, but it's actually just a bit bigger than the 4004. It's 80 zones. And this is probably an older Wheelock or Cerberus, or not a Wheelock, but probably a Cerberus Powertronics annunciator of some sort. There's no kind of papers or like labels inside or outside, like at all. So you can see that they use 60 of the zones. Now, like when they took out the key lock too. These past few nights I've been busy, like completely wiring this thing into two positive and negative wires. But after I was able to wire up the whole top bay, but then I ran into a problem with the voltage. I tested it with the 4004. I wired all these into the 4004's alarm relay, and when I pulled it, I could hear a sound change in the transformer. So I could definitely tell that a big strain was being put on the 4004's transformer when I had all these 24-volt LEDs wired in. So but that's all this thing is. It doesn't have buzzers, switches, or anything. It's just an informational annunciator. So but anyway, but for this test I do have 20 of the LEDs wired in. So all 20 of these will turn on. I just had to cut the power in half to accommodate the 4004's transformer. So anyway, I told you guys about the devices I got wired in. I'm pretty sure I've still got this thing set to the I've still got this thing coated to the same coating that it had when I got it, which is temporal. So let's grab my keys are in the panel. Let's go ahead and pull it. We got the 425120 to activate it. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Silence. Let's go ahead and grab our key here, reset the 425120. It's a bit hard to do this with one hand, sorry. Okay, that's reset. Let's go ahead and put in a system reset. And we're going to watch these go out. I got the strobe in to NAC 2, so it's still flashing. Let's go ahead and wait till these reset. Also, about that sign, I just made it in WordArt. I put that on. Watch those go out. Okay, there we go. The system is back to normal. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is a big update, and I do plan to keep all this stuff. I'm gonna ask my dad to bring home some more of those smoke detectors, probably, so I can sell them, and possibly buy a 2098 detector or maybe a system sensor i3 that will work on the 4004. I just don't. I'm not going to risk plugging those into the 4004 and having it fry either the zone or the detector. So I'll probably just keep those things and you know, just keep them for fun, kind of, because they're kind of rare, I'm pretty sure. So if you guys are interested in any of these devices, I'll probably be asking, like my dad's saying, he's got like hundreds of pretty much these and these. So these and these not as much because they're replacements, but he's probably got like hundreds more of these and of the strobes too. So I'll just talk to him about that. If you guys would like to purchase any, I can ask him to bring some more home, and we can put them on eBay. So anyway, thanks for watching, and that will be it.